3 years since the Citizenship Amendment Act, India is still waiting for its implementation. The BJP supporters kept waiting for its implementation despite their patience running thin. However, the Rohingya disaster has forced them to ask questions, and now they are up in arms against the government over CAA and NRC. And welcome to TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Piyush, and if you are watching us on Facebook, give our page a like, and if you are watching us on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Coming back to the story, in this video I will tell you how Rohingya disaster has brought out the pressing need for the implementation of CAA and NRC. In a step very uncharismatic of the BJP government, the government was reported to have stepped in with the decision to provide Rohingya refugees with apartments and police protection in the Bakkarwal area of Delhi. However, later it was clarified by the ministry that the government has not given any directions to provide flats to Rohingyas. Notably, just a single tweet by Hardeep Singh Puri has brought back the pressing question of CA and NRC. The outraged public is now asking for its immediate implementation. In a tweet, India's Union Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs Hardeep Singh Puri informed that the Rohingya refugees in Delhi will be shifted to EWS flats in the Bakkarwal area of Delhi. The decision drew the ire of even those who are firm BJP supporters. After being on the receiving end of the public outrage, the government decided to do damage control. In an attempt to clear the air, through a tweet, HMO stated that Ministry of Home Affairs has not given any directions to provide EWS flats to Rohingya illegal migrants at Bakkarwal area in New Delhi. Many wishful thinkers anticipated that the union government would weaken its stance on CAA and especially NRC, as the issue was expected to harm the party in a few constituencies. However, the staunch supporters of the BJP kept waiting for the implementation, as it is the only way to ensure safety and peace of the nation. The CAA-NRC issue was almost thrown under the bus due to the pandemic, farmers' protests, and various other political issues. Moreover, the discussion around it also seemed to be over. We have hardly seen any tweets or protests against CAA in the last few months. This indicates that the people were silently and patiently looking forward to the government for bringing the Amendment Act to life. However, the recent Rohingya disaster has once again fumed the CAA supporters. Now they are demanding for its implementation as soon as possible. You can simply scroll the microblogging sites and you will find people mocking and slamming the government for not being able to deport Rohingyas and bring in CAA-NRC. Netizens are asking the government to show some love to the Pakistani Hindus and other non-Muslims who are forced to live in subhuman life in Islamic countries. According to government's estimate, around 40,000 Rohingyas are illegally staying in India. Further, the high birth rate subject to their social vulnerability is increasing the population exponentially. The combination of a high population and no income makes them vulnerable to crime and other illegal activities. They are aided by Pakistani terrorists for the purpose of fear-mongering Indian citizens. The need for basic needs like money and food makes them vulnerable to crimes. The Ministry of Home Affairs recognizes the Rohingya Muslims in India as illegal migrants. It has always been assuring its people that it will deport these illegal migrants before they actively start manipulating Indian politics. However, it seems like the government has surrendered to the CAA-NRC protests like it did to the farmers when it repealed the 3 farm laws. Although it has not gone back foot on CAA-NRC, it hasn't moved further with the implementation either. While it is yet to be known what the government was actually up to over the Rohingya settlement issue, the former should keep in mind that even Bangladesh doesn't give shelter to those immigrants. The formula is simple: nothing above the nation's sovereignty and integrity.